pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll.
Alderman Tobin. Alderman Jean-Francois.
Here.
Alderman Johnson.
Here.
Alderwoman Ray. Alderman Kleiner.
Here.
Alderman Green.
Here.
Alderman Witt.
Here.
Alderman Massey. President Rodriguez.
Here.
Quorum is present.
New business.
We have a resolution this evening to change the date of the regular meeting of the Common Council sponsored by Alderman Johnson.
Alderman Johnson, do I have a second? Alderman Kleiner, any discussion? Roll.
Jean-Francois.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Carries. We have a resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner authorizing the awarding of bids for the O&W project.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner, second by Alderman Green, any discussion? Mayor,
Would you like me to go through it? I will.
please.
First, I'd like to thank everyone who played a role in making the O&W project a reality. This is truly a game changer for our city. The project not only preserves a beautiful piece of Middletown's history, but also gives this landmark a new life and purpose. This project has been many, many years in the making with many, many false starts, probably going back 20-plus years. This was a complicated financing deal. It could not have happened without the dedication and teamwork of so many. So I wanted to recognize the team that we had here in the city, Maria Bruni, Leonora Liz, Caitlin McNamara, Jacob Tawil, and our consultant group, Al Fusco, an engineering firm, and CNS engineers from Syracuse, along with all the other city staff that worked on this project. I also want to extend my thanks to Charlie and Heather from RECAP, and for all those who contributed to moving this vision forward. And by protecting our past, we are also investing in our future. As you know, the end user for this project will be RECAP, and their project, majority of it will be Head Start and Child Care Services. And RECAP, of course, is the tenant. This project will directly benefit many families and children in the lowest census tract in our city, but it's also a regional benefit. It's not only Middletown kids attending this facility. The positive impact on our community, especially for our kids, will be tremendous. So this is what progress looks like, honoring our history while building a stronger and brighter future Middletown. As for the project itself, I wanted to give you a project overview. The O&W project is approximately a $43 million capital initiative aimed at delivering critical improvements and long-term value to the community. Of the total cost, $10 million will be attributed specifically to RECAP-related improvements. The project is structured around a diversified financing model, leveraging public, private, and philanthropic sources. As mentioned, the total project cost is $43 million. RECAP attributed improvements are $10 million. They're actually larger than that, but we gave a partial credit for some of the historic and new market tax credits that we are receiving, and the only reason why we're receiving them is, on some of them, is because RECAP is the tenant, or Head Start is the tenant. So the funding sources or financing sources are $13 million from various sources of grants. As I mentioned, the RECAP investment of $10 million. The tax credit value is $10 million. The city fund balance appropriation will be $3.6 million, and our city bond issuance will be $6.6 million. Total includes a built-in contingency, and the project is fully funded. To advance the project timelines, the city will issue $19.9 million in bond anticipation notes as early-stage funding. As you know, a lot of the grant monies come in after on reimbursement. These funds will cover the RECAP's $10 million upfront investment, fund pre-construction and soft costs, and include interest and contingency coverage. The bond anticipation note plan for repayment is $6.6 million to be financed or refinanced via city bonds, $3.9 million to be reimbursed by grants at project closeout, and the remaining balance to be paid through RECAP lease payments and project rental income over a 15-year lease term, and they also have options in their lease. RECAP's $10 million investment is treated as and will be reimbursed over time outside of the lease. They plan on reducing that number through their capital campaign and structured lease payments starting at $22 a square foot for year 1 through 15. That number will increase 2% annually. Those are required by the tax credit people, that we have a 2% cost of living adjustment on an annual basis. They will also have some rental income from sharing some space with other agencies, but that's all recap internal. The key highlights are that this is a balanced public-private funding model with minimum long-term city exposure. Recap's investment reduces the city financial burden. The tax credit equity and grants enhance financial sustainability, and the bans ensure early capital access and project delivery on schedule. So that is the project. The reason why you have two resolutions in front of you, as I mentioned, one is the lease, and the other is the capital obligation by recap. At the end of the 15 years, all capital improvements paid for by recap will be owned by the city. So that's what I have. Any questions?
Alderman Johnson?
I just had a couple. When you talk about 10 million recap related, how is that delineated that it's a recap thing and not a building thing?
That is done by the engineers in consultation with recap. Recap also had their own engineer do the interior layout. So that would be the cost. For example, we would bring the air conditioning. The units are our responsibility, but the interior build-out would be theirs.
I see.
And the same thing with the plumbing. You know, there's a lot of plumbing in the building, $2.5+ million just in plumbing. A large part of it going towards bathrooms and sinks
Okay,
and things
that
of that
makes
nature.
sense. When you were saying the numbers, I was trying to jot them down. I had 13, 10, 3.6, and 6.6. Was there another number? Because that comes to about 36 million, not 43.
13 is grants, various sources. 10 is the recap investment.
Right?
10 is the tax credit.
Oh, missed that one. Okay.
3.6 million
And
is,
the 6.6.
and then 6.6.
Thank you very much. That's all I have.
Yes.
So the total cost to taxpayers?
Total cost, the city will be issuing a bond issuance will be 6.6 million, and that will be over, of course, a long period of time.
That's not bad at all.
We're getting a $40 million
43?
building for less than $10 million.
Right.
Pretty good shakeout at the end.
And
here.
restoring the building. Listen, it's a lot more than when we first started. We know that. We first started in the, just for this shell of the building. I know Dr. Johnson likes to
Tear it down, tear it down.
want to tear it down from the beginning.
This
But-
reminds me of the gloom or doom. He changes from
but
time to time.
The initial projections obviously were way off, but the initial projections to their were not historic preservation standards. They were just to a shell of a building without the improvements. So that when you consider it is now down to about, without the interior build out, 33 million, and that's including contingencies and other costs. For the condition of the building, you can see that we had a big project on our hands.
And it causes a higher impact to that community,
Yes.
that side of the town.
This also includes the parking next door, the acquisition of the parking behind Mountain Restaurant, and the development of that parking lot for 70 spots.
Alderman Kleiner?
Thank you. Mayor, congratulations. It's a great project. I just want to emphasize how important this is. When we had the master plan done, it was the first thing mentioned on the master plan. When we got the DRI money, the very first suggestion was that we use the money for the O&W. So people have been aware of this as just an iconic structure coming into the city, and to have it reinvigorated and used for a really great purpose is a terrific thing for the city. So thank you.
Thank you. I agree. And as you know, the DRI, that's what the public wanted us to do, but the money was not appropriated for the O&W.
For the
It's appropriated
downtown.
for other projects. So it would have been nice to put it into that project too. But We are where we are right now. We had,
No, it's
if
been
you
great
remember
for what
the-
it was for.
Yeah.
Yeah, the DRI has been
Will,
terrific.
like the O&W Society have anything to do with this?
No, this is all being done to historic standards based on whatever the State Historic Preservation and National Park Service tell us to do through the engineering companies. I mean, it comes down to like little pieces of wood inside that they have to preserve. Tearing down the North Tower, whatever was left of it, and rebuilding it with the same brick. That added, I believe, a cost of about $3 million to the project. They're very, very specific about what they want. Now, we're 99% there. We have a couple hurdles before it'll be signed officially. RECAP has signed the lease. It's getting the insurance in place, getting the contractor's insurance in place, and all those things that you do, but we're there.
So what's the start date?
Jacob, I think, told me it usually takes about 30 days to prepare the contracts. Is that correct, Jacob? Yeah, 30 days to prepare the
Start date of
contracts.
the lease,
Get
you
the
mean?
contractors to post their bonds. We have to have a policy called builder's risk insurance, and that has to be put in place. And there's still, we were on this again all day today because there's a lot of last-minute changes. I have to say, Caitlin was very, very nice up until the last few days going through this.
Maybe-
And then she was the Caitlin that I knew when she was in high school.
She was just about to take a bow.
Yes.
Too bad.
But the Alex Smith, too, I don't know if I mentioned Alex, he was very much involved also and actually available in tennis clothes, but he was available at times that he needed to be available. There were a lot of last-minute changes that had to be put in place, and everybody came together and made it work.
Alderman Witt?
Just before we wrap this up, I think, can you share, because you've mentioned it before, but just like the sources of our grants, we got a lot of really good help from some of our elected officials on that.
Sure. I know we have, I believe, a Restore New York grant. I believe there's a New York State Community Development grant that we already started drawing down on. That was $4.1 million. I think there's about 3.2 or 3.3 left in that. Restore, was that $2 million? $2 million for Restore. And what were the others,
Oh,
Kim?
sorry, no, the restore was 1.8.
1.8?
The other.
Can you come up?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, just push the mayor out of
No,
the way.
no pressure.
Yeah, ESD grant, I think, was $2 million.
Restore New York grant was $1,826,226. And then we received another ESD, Empire State Development Grant, for $2 million. The $4.1 million that the mayor mentioned was CDBG CARES Act funding through Homes and Community Renewal. And then we also have a $2 million DASNY grant for the site work.
Wow.
Awesome,
Oh, yes, and
Yeah.
ARPA funding,
yeah,
yes.
awesome, thank you very much.
Any other questions?
The county didn't throw anything in?
No money from the county. We're hoping that county may participate in the rehab, in the recap build-out as part of their capital campaign. I know they're reaching out to the to the county and other parts of the government to see what they can raise on that. Hopefully, they'll be successful.
All right. Anyone else?
Thank you.
Roll.
Jean-Francois.
Say aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Say yes.
Carries. We have a resolution sponsored by Alderman Witt authorizing a lease agreement with the Regional Economic Community Action Program, Inc., also known as RECAP.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Witt, seconded by Alderman Johnson. Any discussion? Roll.
Jean-Francois. Aye. Johnson.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Carries. And a resolution sponsored by Alderman Jean-Francois authorizing a capital improvement agreement with the Regional Economic Community Action Program, Inc., also known as RECAP.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman John Francois, seconded by Alderman Johnson. Any discussion? Roll.
Jean-Francois.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Carries.
Move for adjournment?
Second.